Welcome to the Parenting Breakthrough, where we help parents of all kinds navigate the joys and challenges of parenting with strategies that work for every unique family. So I'm Coach Rich, your host, your fellow parent here. With the holiday season just around the corner, today's episode is all about how to handle the holidays with any kid who's kind of emotionally intense or easily dysregulated by a change in routine. So that could include a kid on the spectrum or with ADHD or both, like my son, or just a kid who doesn't have any really official label at all, but just, that changing their routine and putting them in a situation like a holiday gathering is going to create some issues. So, whether we're talking about sensory overload or changes in routine or, navigating family members who don't really understand or just, they are who they are, and there's nothing we could do about that, but we need to find a way to deal with it. So I got you covered here. Some action tips, some mindset shifts. Wow, that's hard to say, mindset shifts to make the season more joyful and less stressful. So let's start by understanding what the challenges are here. Let's set the table a little bit. One, we have routine disruptions. Holidays are going to mean changes to your daily routine, which can feel really unsettling for kids, especially neurodivergent kids. So you got school breaks, you got gatherings where we're up a little bit later than usual, or just, changing our eating schedule. That can trigger anxiety, and that can lead to meltdowns and just general dysregulation and unhappiness. You have sensory overload, like decorations, lights, music, crowds, new smells, new flavors, new sights, unfamiliar people. So that's going to create overwhelming sensory experiences. So picture walking to a mall during a peak holiday shopping, and it's sensory overload for many adults. Certainly for me, that's not where I want to be. And let alone a kid that's sensitive to sound or light or touch. You also have social expectations, right? Family gatherings often come with kind of unspoken rules, unspoken pressures that might not line up with what your kid needs. Relatives might not understand why your kid is not engaging in a way that they'd expect or why they're behaving differently. And then, of course, we have our own stress as parents. So your stress can amplify your kid's dysregulation. Between coordinating schedules, getting the shopping done, maybe spending a little bit more money than we wanted to, managing what your family expects from you. And, the holiday season can leave you feeling really overwhelmed before it even gets started. So the first step is to anticipate these challenges and also remind yourself that it's okay to create a holiday experience that looks different from the norm. Your family's well-being comes first, and so does your own well-being, and of course your kids' well-being. It's not about doing it all. It's just about doing what works for your family. So let's start with a little bit of preparation, a little pre-holiday prep. First thing to do here is just set realistic expectations for yourself, for your kid, for your family. Talk to your kid, talk to other family members about what the holidays are going to look like. You can create visual schedules for your kid, right? I say it over and over again, but scheduling is a big one for our family, just creating a schedule so that we all know what's coming. It helps me personally get through any day, just having a schedule, even if we don't stick to it 100%. It's just nice to know what's coming. And, a calendar of some kind that kids can look at, just hanging it up on the wall, and so they can see written on there or a picture of what's coming. So if you're going to be going to a holiday dinner, just show your kid pictures of the location, explain who's going to be there, outline for them how long you're going to be staying. Next thing to do is plan some sensory friendly spaces. Just having a quiet, calming area that your kid can retreat to if things get overwhelming. And this could be a designated room, wherever you're at, or just even a corner in a specific room with some of their favorite, most comforting things, like a stuffed animal or a fidget toy, or some noise canceling headphones. If you feel like that's going to be a fit, again, think about what's going to be most helpful for your kid. Next thing is to communicate with the hosts. So if you're visiting somebody else's home, just let them know about your kids' needs in advance. Don't be afraid to bring your own food, bring your own seating, or whatever else you need to get through it and for your kid to get through it. So if your kid has specific dietary needs, pack a meal that you're familiar with. This is not a day to put your foot down about trying new foods. Let's keep things as easy as possible. And if you want to go this far, you can even practice some holiday scenarios. Just role play with your kid in a calm moment. Great way to help them prepare for potentially stressful situations like greeting relatives, sitting through a holiday meal. Just use some fun, low pressure practice sessions just to build some familiarity. I would put together, if you think it's going to help, a holiday toolkit, right? Just a little go bag with, again, noise canceling headphones, fidget toys, snacks, familiar items, anything that's going to be comforting for the kid. And this can really be a lifesaver in managing sensory overload or moments of anxiety. So now we're at the big day. Let's talk about managing a big event. The first one is, the first thing you can do here is just stick to key routines. Some changes are going to be inevitable, but, doing your best to maintain common meal times that everyone's used to, bedtime routines that everyone's used to, that will provide a sense of stability. So if you're traveling, try and replicate your kids' bedtime rituals, pack their favorite blanket, have a bedtime story ready to go. The next thing is to simplify activities. Choose low pressure holiday activities that your kid enjoys. Decorating cookies, watching a favorite holiday movie might be more manageable than attending a crowded event like a parade or a concert or a party. Watch for signs of overwhelm. Be mindful of body language and behavior. Signs like covering ears, pacing, withdrawing can indicate that your kid is feeling overwhelmed. So if you notice these things, just take a break before things get out of control. A short walk outside, a little time in that sensory-friendly space, that can work wonders. And set some boundaries. It's okay to say no to certain things, certain events, or to leave early if that's what your family needs. Just practice for yourself some polite ways to decline invitations or to explain what your family needs. For example, you might say, we'd love to come, but we can only stay for an hour because my kid gets overstimulated in large groups. And we don't want that for him. And we also don't want that for your party. And then for some younger kids who are pre-verbal, use some visual cues. Just bring a set of cue cards for them to help them communicate feelings like I need a break or I'm hungry. And you can do this with hand signals, but letting them have those cards that they can show you, it's pretty fun for them, actually. You guys can build those together. So just remember that the holidays are not about perfection. They're just about connecting with people that, let's face it, some of them we only see once a year. So, focus on creating meaningful moments in a way that works for your family. And if skipping a traditional activity brings your family more peace, then go for that. Last thing I want to talk about is self-care for us, for parents. You can't pour from an empty cup. So just prioritize your own well-being during this season. And that might mean scheduling some downtime for yourself, even 10 minutes of deep breathing or stepping outside to just reset your mind. Do some journaling or practice some mindfulness. Just take a few moments each day to reflect on what went well, what you're grateful for. And don't be afraid to ask for help. Delegate whatever you can, cooking, shopping, hosting. Don't hesitate to lean on your network, friends, family, even professionals. So, you're doing the best you can, and that's enough. Your kid doesn't need perfection. They don't need a perfect holiday. They just need a happy and present parent. So if something doesn't go as planned, that's okay. Just focus on progress, not perfection. So thank you for listening today to the Parenting Breakthrough Podcast. I hope these tips help you create a really awesome holiday season that works for your family, filled with joy, connection, and peace. And if you found this helpful, please share it with a fellow parent who might need it. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next episode. Until then, take care. Have a great holiday. See you soon.